everyone. This is your Cancer season tarot card reading for this month, and this is all about, your emotions. What's going on with your emotions? What is making you emotional? What's got you in your feels? And some advice on how to get out of it, right? What got you stuck emotionally? Yes, let's go there. What's gotten you stuck emotionally? Like literally can't get over that wave, like you're drowning in emotions. Sometimes, people can't pinpoint it. Sometimes people can pinpoint it, but they don't want to deal with this. They act like they don't know. You know what I mean? You know. Right, and they just bury it down. So, let's look at what got you stuck with your emotions during this Cancer season. And I'm reading this at the time where the sun and the moon and Lilith is in Cancer. I'm done. How y'all feeling out there, Cancers? Happy birthday, happy solar return, happy flight day, happy born day, all that good stuff. How y'all feeling out there, Cancers? Don't be afraid. You can comment below. I'm sure there's other Cancers and other signs alike who can relate, right? So let's get started. We're going to start with Cancers first. About what got you stuck emotionally? What got you stuck emotionally? All right. What's around, Taurus? This is your tarot card reading for Cancer season with the question of, what got you stuck? What kind of emotions got you stuck? If you are in your emotions, boy, that's what's got you stuck. Your own emotions caused by a whole bunch of negative thinking. Like you talking to yourself like you would talk to your enemy. What did Beyonce say? Your own best friend. You know what I'm saying? But would you say that to somebody that you care about, what you're saying to yourself? Would you tell that to like a child? Or would you tell that to your child? Would you tell that to like you when you was a child? Or would you come back and be like, hey, they'll be like, what? You're going to be spoiling that person's dream and they're only 5 years old with the stuff that you telling them that you tell yourself, So start to check yourself. Start to check that bully within inside you, and don't use those horns, those bull horns towards yourself. You're supposed to be using the bull horns to hit the target in life, to be, where you want to be comfortable, to have stability, to have, strong values in your life and and structure and I did say comfortability and stability and financial comfortability and all those kind of things that Taurus likes, and at this point, when you have a wound, you're sensitive, that wound is sensitive, so any kind of thing that's going to trigger that wound or touch that wound, you about to go off. You got, smoke coming out of your nose and whatnot. You done sucked out the earring from your nose. You about to go down because, people, places, and things are touching you in that sore spot, so it's time to take some time out to heal during this Cancer season. Cancer is about your emotions. So use this energy, and we have a full moon Cancer. Not full moon, sorry, a new moon in Cancer too. So start to lick your wounds, start to heal yourself. And you might have to separate, you might have to detach from people, places, and things in order for you to start healing yourself. And if you don't know how, where to start, then start by just changing how you think to yourself. What do you think about yourself? Look in the mirror. Start there. That's free. Pretty much everybody has a mirror. And if you don't, you got a phone that can capture your face, right? And use that as a mirror and look at yourself. And it might sound like real corny and whatnot, but actually tell yourself some good things. Tell yourself how handsome, how beautiful you are, how smart you are. Tell yourself, that you got this, simple things like that. Even like you're going to be happy today. It's all good. Everything is good. Whatever it is, let yourself know. Tell yourself as you was talking to yourself, talking to a best friend, what would you say if they knew all the things that was going on with inside you? And do that to yourself. Don't look for other people to be like, oh, let me go over here and say positive words. Oh, let me go over here and pick this person and help this person uplift them. No, start with yourself, because that's going to create thicker skin for you. You're going to start healing that wound. It's going to start, those swords are going to start coming out. The rain is going to stop. Well, it might go a little bit to wash away the extra blood and kind of, because you know water heals the wound, clean the wound out, but it's going to go away. The clouds are going to start getting puffier and getting whiter and nice and puffy, and they're going to start to separate, and the background is going to become blue. And then that heart is where those things, they might have a bandage over them, but then after a while you can take the bandage off and you'll see like a thicker skin. So let this process, as you heal, it's also going to create a thicker skin where you're going to not be so hurt every time somebody triggers you about, you know, this particular thing or this situation. You're going to come at it with a more calmer, more better perspective and understanding about why that person is saying that. So you're not going to stoop down to their level and just, you know, curse them out, you know, because they don't stepped on your bunion. You know, they'll smack you on your sore arm. You know how that works. Or you know, when you hurt and somebody don't know you hurt and they hit you, you just go off. Right, but since you done healed yourself, you're not going to be so sensitive to the world anymore. All right, and hurt does take time, but you have to be able to recognize that you're hurt and start within yourself of how you can deal with that releasing of that pain and that recovery part, so that you can move forward and don't have this follow you for, you know, years and years and years, you know, because people can hold on to heartbreaks, to loss, to emotional pain, to suffering. So yes, emotional purging is real. Let it out, get it out. You know, even if you have to go to a rage room and knock some things out, or go to take boxing classes or kickboxing classes or anything like that. Some people have different ways of letting things out. Shouting room. There's like so many kind of rooms out here where you pay like $50 just to let things out, let things go. And that might be one of the best $50 you ever spent versus spending $2,000 with a therapist. But however you can start, that's where you go ahead. So be careful that you're not stuck in the moment of grief, all right? You want to be able to unblock yourself by taking out them swords. Start talking to yourself in a better way, all right, as you would talk to a good friend. If you talk bad to your good friends, then you really need to take several seats and take a look at yourself and start talking good things around you and having good vibes around you. Now, if you're already negative, then that's going to take some time for you to clear that out, because you attract what you are. So once you work on yourself, you will start getting to know more positive people and more positive friendships and loved ones and people that you can, you know, adore and care for. You know, it might not be the people around you now, but once you heal yourself and learn from that healing and gain some thick skin to the external world, and with some self-confidence and you know, you got your head held up now and the wound is healed, you release the pain, you learn from it, so you know not to repeat those cycles again or get caught up in that situations again or that person, place, or thing again. So you learn from it. You're not holding on as regret. You forgave yourself, and you're not afraid to say sorry, even to yourself. Have a wonderful day and night. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant.